So I'm sitting here reflecting, and I'm so amazed that, Friday night I was in the city, and, the city is an hour away from where I live. And it was around 1 something in the morning. I was heading to my car to go home. I got stopped as I was heading to the car, and the person said, "I know you from Facebook." I was walking by myself, minding my own business. "I know you from Facebook, and I want you to know that your freedom helped to set me free." And this person said to keep going and doing what I'm doing as far as helping other people and telling my story and stuff, because it's helping other people. And I'm just sitting there like, oh my gosh. And this person was like, "You're so amazing." And then they went to reflect, literally reflected back to me one of my affirmations, word for word. "You're the best version of yourself." The person said, "I want you to know that you are the best version of myself." That's one of my affirmations. When you begin to affirm the way, I'm talking about affirmations as far as your self-concept. When you affirm for self-concept and you loop them in your mind, you don't allow any negative thoughts to come in because you're constantly looping your affirmations. People are going to reflect back to you word for word what you're affirming. It's so amazing to me because, y'all, I was, in my old story, I was a mess in my mind. I was a mess in my mind because I was constantly overlooked, constantly rejected, constantly thrown aside by friends. Constantly, y'all, because it was what I was affirming in my head. It was negativity. I used to tell myself I was ugly, y'all. I would literally, and it went from there to me telling people how I felt about myself, just to hear them say something different. And it didn't matter if they said it different because I still believed what I said. You have 6 seconds to believe a thing. 6 seconds. When you hear something new, you have 6 seconds to believe if that thing is true or not. After that 6 seconds is over, it becomes a mindset. Oh, Jesus. Lord have mercy, God, today. Please have mercy today. And you know why I started telling myself that all those years ago? This was like the year 2000 when I started saying I was ugly. I just started believing it because why don't nobody talk to me? How come my friends all get these guys and I don't get them? And I'm talking about, I had gay friends like me. They would, get constantly pulled to the side, talk to, exchange numbers, all that stuff. And I was the one like, well, what's wrong with me? And I took on that mindset for 20 plus years. Now here I am at 40. Don't know what it is to be on a real date. Don't know what it is to have a boyfriend. So when people be like, when was your last relationship? I never really had one. What? And how old are you? 40. What? Because my mindset was so strong. Now I went through the process of deconstructing 20 years of telling myself I was ugly and nobody wanted me. 20 years of junk. And now, baby, let me tell you something. I am so not the person that I used to be, that I am so in love with me. I am my own best friend. I am so comfortable with who I am from the top to the bottom, honey, inside and out. I am a treasure, and I know the right one gonna see it on sight. So you think I'm gonna sit here and be sad about niggas? Yes, I said niggas, who half of them are in the church and don't want nobody to know the freak that they are. And then the other half who want somebody just as masculine as them and all that. Baby, let me tell you something. The one for me exists. And when he see all this wonderfulness on sight, he's coming after it relentlessly. Let me tell you something. Revise what you didn't like about your life. Revise on sight. If somebody says something you don't like, revise it. Switch it to something else. Switch what they said to something positive and favorable for you. Revise all the traumatic events that happened to you that affected your life choices. It don't matter how far back you got to go. Revision is extremely powerful. I had to revise all those years of not knowing what love was. I had to revise all the time that I spent wanting something as if I wasn't worthy of it. Now I know I'm worthy of it, and can't nobody shake that or take it from me. I'm worthy of the kind of love I deserve. I'm a unicorn, baby. I'm a precious jewel because I barely been touched. Don't know nothing about this stuff out here. Just ready to be loyal and committed. That's a jewel. It's your world. God has given man the earth to rule. That means this world was created for you. And he gave you free will. And he gave you power to decree a thing, and it has to be. And you think that I'm going to waste more time. Oh, I can have whatever I want. And you mean to tell me that I'm going to sit and waste more time thinking negative and receiving people's isms about my life and how I run it? Baby, when you stand before God, guess what he going to ask you about? Not what somebody else is doing. He going to ask you about what you did because he gave you free will. It's your world. He created it and said, here, I've given you dominion to rule it. Do it. The choice to either remove people out of your life or change them. You know you can change somebody. All you got to do is change your assumption of them. And if you don't feel like doing the work that it takes to do that, move on. You have that choice and right and power to do so. He ain't treating you right, change it. See him as the way you want to be treated. So don't talk about him to your friends in a bad way. When they ask about him, oh, he's always buying me flowers. Oh, he is always taking me out on dates, child. And it may not be true in your reality, but if you keep decreeing and declaring it, if you keep looping it in your mind, guess what? He gonna show up one day the exact way you're affirming him to. People show up in your life the way you assume them to be. Period. Change your world. And how you do that? You change your mind. That's all I got. I love y'all. I'm out.